Welcome back to the Android development tutorial for beginner series. As you know, every page of our application is an activity. An activity consists of a Java file and an XML file. And this XML file is linked to the activity using the setContentView function. So let's open the activity file. And I have selected the split view to work on this XML file so that I can see the code as well as the design. This is the auto-generated code of our activity. There is a root element constraint layout and a text view inside that. So there are different types of layouts available in Android. We can create our user interface using a set of views and layouts available in Android. If you go to the palette option, there you can see the common views: text view, button, image view, recycler view, etc. And the layouts defines how to arrange these views in our user interface. Here you can see the layout section. There are constraint layout, linear layout, horizontal, linear vertical, frame layout, table layout, etc. So let us start with the linear layout. Here the auto-generated layout is a constraint layout. So I'm going to delete this unnecessary auto-generated code. And I'm going to change the constraint layout to linear layout. Let's change the end tag also to linear layout. Yes. These are the only mandatory things for an XML file. The first one is the XML document declaration, which defines the version and encoding. Next is our root layout, that is a linear layout, and an XML namespace with the schema android.com, and layout width and height. This XML namespace is only required in the root layout, but the layout width and height are mandatory for all the views and layouts which we are going to add inside this root layout. Linear layout basically arranges our views in a linear manner, that is one after another, either in vertical or in horizontal. So let's add some views to this linear layout. Let's go to palette, common, and drag this button. So here is our button, and the code for button has been generated automatically. Similar to our layout, the view also has layout width and layout height. Instead of drag and drop, you can also type the code here for button, like open tag button, click enter, layout width and layout height as wrap content, and the close tag. So these are the two items which are mandatory for all views, as I said earlier. Here we can define the text as button. So let's copy this and paste it down. You can see here these buttons are arranged in horizontal manner. So if you want to change it, we can define the orientation of the root layout as orientation vertical. Now it's changed to vertical manner. So in linear layout, we can arrange these views either in vertical or in horizontal. So far we have learned the layout width, height, text and orientation tags. Here in layout width and height, instead of wrap content or match parent, we can also define some values like 200 dp, and the second button as 300 dp, third button as 100 dp, and fourth button as wrap content to match parent. You may notice I have declared this unit as 100 dp. dp means density pixels. Since we have variety of devices in Android with different resolutions and different screen density, we are using this density pixel as our unit of measurement, so that the Android system will adjust the size of our view according to the density. Let's see more about this unit of pixels later. So remember, always use this dp as your unit of pixel. Here you can see, if you press Control space, you can see there are dp, inch, millimeter, point, pixel and sp as unit of measure. But always use dp so that our views will automatically adjust in different density devices. Apart from this button, let us add some text views and images. Let's remove two buttons from here. Text view, width is equal to wrap content, height equal to wrap content, and define the text as sample text. So this is our text view. It's quite small, I think. So let's change the text size as 20 sp. This is even smaller, so let's change to 30 sp. You may notice I have used sp as the unit of measure for text views or text sizes. sp is almost same as dp, but when we use sp, the Android system will automatically convert the value as per the user's preference. If the user selected his device font size as large, our text will be slightly larger according to the user's preference. So remember, for all the views, width and height, use dp, and for text sizes, use sp. sp stands for scaled pixel and dp for density pixel. Next, let us see something about the padding and margin. To demonstrate that better, let us have one more text view. Second sample text. And let us add some background to this text view so that we can differentiate easily. Background, there's a background tag for that. And here we can define the RGB color code, hash F80. You don't need to worry about this hexadecimal code. You just type FFF here. FFF is the color code, RGB color code for white color. So the white color will appear in the left side. If you click on that color, you can change to any color you want. So the RGB color code will appear automatically there. And the next text view background as FFF. Click here and make it red. Here you can see there is no gap between these text views. So for that, we need to use the margin tag. So let us add some margin to the second text view. Margin as 20 dp. When we add margin, it will give some margin for the view from left, top, right and bottom. Instead of layout margin, you can define margin top 20 dp so that it will add margin only to the top. And for margin start, make it 50 dp. Yeah. And for the first text view, margin start as 20 dp. Now I will explain you what is padding. Margin defines the space outside its view bounds, whereas padding defines the space inside. When we add padding to this second text view, padding start as 20 dp, you can see the text has moved 20 dp apart. If we change to 50 dp, you can see it clearly. Yes. So this is the margin 50 dp, and inside this is the padding 50 dp. So this padding and margin are pretty useful, very much useful in designing your layouts. In padding also, you can define padding as common, simply padding as 50 dp. So this will add padding from top, left, bottom and right. And if we add margin end as 50 dp, you can see there's a 50 dp margin at the end of this view. So that's enough for margin and padding. Now let's understand the gravity and layout gravity. Let's remove all these views and start from scratch. Let's add a button. Wrap content, wrap content. Text. This button 1. And don't forget to add the close tag. Here the default layout gravity is start. Even if you don't declare any layout gravity or gravity, there will be some default gravity for all the views. We can change it explicitly by specifying the layout gravity tag attribute. When you press Ctrl space, you can see all the possible values. So let us change the gravity to the end. Then this will go to the end of the parent view. And let's keep it at center horizontal. This will be center in horizontal. So the layout gravity defines how to arrange the view according to its parent. Now let us change the width to max parent. Here you can see the content is arranged at the center. This can be changed by defining the gravity. To start, this has came to start, and if you change the height to 200 dp, so as you can see, text has arranged to the top left corner. So let us change the gravity to the end. It has moved to the end of the screen, and if we want to change it to center, we can declare end pipe and center vertical. Yeah, if you remove end, this will come to the start, and even we can change to center so that it will arrange to the center of the screen, center of the view. So that's the difference between layout gravity and gravity. Layout gravity changes the position of the entire view according to its parent, and the gravity changes the position of the content within that view. So I think we have almost covered the basic attributes of views and layouts: the layout width, layout height, then unit of measurement DPSP, text and text size, background, margin and padding, layout gravity and gravity. You can try these attributes with the different values and see how the layout changes accordingly. So far we were arranging the views inside linear layout. Now let us see how the relative layout works. Change the root layout to relative layout. Relative layout is different than linear layout. The views inside relative layout will arrange according to its parent or related to other views. So let's add some buttons inside this relative layout with this wrap content, text, button 1 and the close tag. Let's copy paste few. Button 2, button 3, button 4 and button 5. Here all these buttons are in the same position, since we haven't given any relative position for these views to arrange. If you change to linear layout, you can see these will be arranged in linear manner vertically, but if it's relative, it won't arrange automatically. We have to define where these views should be positioned. So to position these views in a relative layout, there are a few attributes like center in parent, true. So the button 1 has come to the center of this parent. Center vertical, true. So the button 2 will come center vertical. Center horizontal, true. The button 3 has gone to the center horizontal. If we define center vertical and center horizontal, this is same as defining the center in parent attribute. So instead of this center vertical and horizontal, we can use center in parent. And parent end, align parent end, true. This will go to the end of the parent. So we have seen how to arrange these views according to its parent. Now let us see how to arrange the views according to other views. Let's remove all these remaining views. Here we have only two. The first button 1 is arranged to the center of the parent. Let's remove the center vertical attribute. Now let us arrange the second view to the bottom of the first button. So to refer any views in any XML file or Java file, we need an ID attribute. So let us define ID for first button as @+ ID / BT underscore button 1. So this is the structure of defining an ID. @ is for adding a new ID / the ID. Let's arrange this second button to the bottom of first view. So layout below @ID button 1. And if we want to arrange it horizontally, center horizontal, true. Similar to layout below, we can also define layout above. And if you want to align the top to the button 1's top, align top attribute is there, ID button 1. So the top is arranged to the top of button 1. Here you can see, if you press Control space, you can also see different attributes. You can try it your own and see the difference. Hope you got a basic idea of relative layout, how to arrange the views inside relative layout. But now there is a more advanced version of relative layout, that is constraint layout. Constraint layout is more or less similar to relative layout. So I will explain more detail about the constraint layout in the next video. So hope you understand the basic layouts, the attributes, the views, how to arrange these views in linear layout and relative layout, and the basic attributes such as layout width, layout height, margin, padding, background, text size, setting the text of text views and buttons, etc. So to get notified on the next video, please subscribe and click the bell button. Thank you.